Hello everyone, welcome to week 8 of our 12 weeks of Christmas countdown. This is the project we are making today. It is so cute. It's a little lidded box. This slides off and inside are a couple of the Reese's Nutcrackers. So this is a really cute box. It's actually really simple to make. I'm going to break down all the steps for you. I'm going to show you how simple it is. You can make a bunch of these. These are a great size to just kind of keep in your bag, maybe put one of these in all the teachers' boxes at school. It's such a good size, and this is actually pretty simple to make. So I'm going to break it down for you. It's so cute. It has like a little milk carton lid. So we're going to make this in just a second, but before we do, just a couple of things I want to remind you guys about. The Lots of Fun Paper Pumpkin kit. The last day to subscribe for this one is going to be December 10th. This kit is going to be so cute. I cannot wait for this kit. I've bumped up the amount of kits that I'm going to get because it's going to be adorable, and I really want to have my kids play with this one too, because I think that they're really going to like it. So this is going to be great for kids. It's going to be great for adults. It's going to be great for everybody. So if you want the Lots of Fun Paper Pumpkin kit in December, make sure you subscribe by December 10th. All right. Yesterday I did do November's Paper Pumpkin, and these were the boxes in them, and they are huge, you guys. They also came with little bags to fill your treats with and tags you could tie on. So Paper Pumpkin is so much fun. I'm loving Paper Pumpkin. Their kits are getting better and better and better. These boxes are just so much fun, and they're huge, so don't miss out on Paper Pumpkin. Paper Pumpkin is for all levels of crafters, not just for beginners. They do specialize in beginners, but even somebody like me who stamps almost every day, I love Paper Pumpkin because it's not something that I have to plan. It's something I can just sit down and make and do, and it's so cute at the end. So Paper Pumpkin's for everybody. I love Paper Pumpkin. All right, start with savings. This is our join promotion. So if you want to join Stampin' Up, it's a great time to join. You can join this month for only $75. You get to choose 125 in product, and you get all the demonstrator benefits. So you get to see products early, you get to order products early, you get to be part of my team. I have a fun series in my team right now. It's called Spotlight Sunday, and every other week I'm sharing a new product and sharing a few projects and a video with my team on this. So we do some fun things in there. I have a team event coming up in December, so it's going to be so much fun. So if you're thinking about joining Stampin' Up, join for $75. You won't regret it, I promise. All right, this is what we're making today. This little box. It has this adorable little lid, and then there are a couple little Reese's Nutcrackers in here. These I was so happy to see again. I saw these at Target. They had them last year. This is the bag. So they had them last year, and I loved the Nutcrackers. I think I went through, I don't know, I'm probably embarrassed to say how many bags of Nutcrackers I went through last year. So I was so excited to see them again. I found these at Target. We're gonna grab a couple of these out for our box today. But I love the Nutcrackers. They're just the perfect little size, and we're gonna make this cute little box for them today. Before we get to the box, so we're actually going to do some stamping. We're going to stamp the bottom of the box. There's lots of little stars on the bottom, so we're actually going to start with that. And then as long as we're stamping, we're going to do all the other stuff too. So let's start with stamping now. I want to get my Stampin' Pierce mat out. You just want a foam mat or something. And then I'm going to get a piece of scratch paper out for our stamping on the bottom. For my box, you're going to need 2 pieces. Each of them are 3 by 4. So the lid is just a piece of DSP, and then the bottom, this is Evening Evergreen. We're going to stamp the bottom. I'm going to pull out my Evening Evergreen ink. Let me pull this in so we see what we're doing. And where's my stamps? Here's my stamps. So I'm using, let me show you the stuff we're using too. We're using the Sweet Little Stocking bundle. So this is in the mini catalog. This is such a cute bundle. So we are actually just using these little tiny stars in this set. But this bundle is so cute. We're going to talk more about this bundle in just a second. But right now, we're just going to stamp all over this cardstock. Now, this is a very small stamp, and even though the cardstock's not very big, to get a lot of coverage, it does take a few minutes. Now, I'm putting the stars really close together. You can put them farther apart. You can use a different stamp if you wanted. You can use that candy cane background. That would be really cute. And that you can get done in one stamp. So, but it doesn't take too long. But this is a good project, and we're using some of the DSP too. But the stocking stamp set is so great with this little project because you can really customize what you put in the stocking. The stamp set has little gifts, it has little animals. Let me pull that stamp set back in so you can see. So that stamp set really has a lot of different choices you can put in. There's little presents, there's little animals you can put in it. We're just using the candy cane, but there's also little greenery in there. So you can really put whatever you want in your stockings, really customize it to whoever you're giving this to. All right. Now I'm not being too particular. Some of my stars are overlapping each other, and that's okay. It's just we're just looking for some patterns. All right, so that is all of the stars. You can see it's not perfect, and it's not meant to be perfect. All right, as long as we have our ink out, we're going to stamp our greeting, an evening evergreen. This is Very Merry from the stamp set. And I'm just going to stamp that down here. And as long as we are doing our stamping, we're going to stamp the candy cane. I'm going to get my cherry cobbler ink, and we're going to stamp that up here. Now we're going to die cut both of these, so don't worry about stamping. Now if you did want to stamp your stocking as well, you would also do that. You can color it in. We are actually just die cutting our stocking just straight from the DSP, and I'll show you that DSP in just a second. All right, let's do one more bit of coloring on here, one more bit of ink. So I just have my light cherry cobbler Stampin' Blend, and we're just going to color in our candy cane. So just every other stripe. I'm not doing any blending, I'm just doing the light. And you could use your Stampin' Right marker too. If you didn't have cherry cobbler Stampin' Blends, you could absolutely just use your marker. Because it's such a small area and we're not doing any blending. So, all right, so we have these pieces ready to die cut. We're going to die cut our stocking, and I think that's all the die cutting we're going to do. So we're actually just going to get all of that out of the way. So let me grab these. I didn't grab these ahead of time. So we're going to need that one, this one, and then this little label piece. Okay, put that back in so I don't lose any dies. And so I'm going to pull out my mini cut and emboss machine. You can use your bigger one. I'm just going to use my mini one today. Okay, pull out all my plates. All right, so we're going to cut these. So I'm going to put my stocking in here. I'm going to use Post-it tape to hold these down. I wasn't going to. I was going to risk it, but I think it's worth the extra time just to stick a piece of Post-it tape on there. You don't mess it up. All right. The greeting, I think I'm just going to wing it. Maybe. Let's see if I get brave. I don't know. The stocking, I definitely don't want to wing that. I'm going to cut that out. Okay, so we can cut all of this in one pass. Let me get my, see, I don't know. Man, I'm so bad at just like letting the dice sit. I always have to tape them down because you never know, right? All right, we're going to run this through. We're going to hope that greeting doesn't move. We're going to run this through. All right, there we go. All right, let's put our little mini guy away. I love him. He is the best. All right, let's get all of our pieces. We have our adorable candy cane. There's our greeting and our stocking. Let's get that off the Post-it tape. There we go. So there's all our die cut pieces ready to go. I'm going to put those dies aside. I'll put my plates aside. All right, so we're going to set those off to the side. We don't need them yet, but we'll come back to them. All right, now let's talk about our bottom and our top piece. We're actually going to score these now. So let me get out my Simply Scored. You can do this on a paper trimmer. It's pretty easy scoring, so you can do it on a paper trimmer if you wanted. Okay, so this is the bottom of the box. So on the 3-inch side on the bottom, we are going to score at 3/4 of an inch. Okay, and we're going to turn it. And on that 4-inch side, we're going to score it at 1, 1 3/4, 2 3/4, and 3.5. Now all of these measurements are listed in on the video description, so you do not have to write them down. So that is our bottom of the box. All right, now on the top of the box, we're going to start on that 3-inch side, and we're going to score it at 1/2 inch. This is the DSP piece too. And at 1.5. Now you can make your lid with cardstock as well, but I like the pattern of the DSP. Now we're going to turn it so that this 1/2 inch piece right here, we have a 1/2 inch score line right here. We're going to turn it so that 1/2 inch score line is up here close to the top. We're going to do some partial score lines, and we need to make sure that 1/2 inch score line is up there. All right, so the 4-inch side, we're going to score those at the same place at 1, 1 3/4, 2 3/4, and 3 1/2. Now we're going to come in and do some partial score lines. We're going to do it at 1 3/8, just down to that 1/2 inch score line. We're going to stop when we get to that 1/2 inch score line, and at 3 1/8, just down to that 1/2 inch score line. Right now, hang on to this. We're going to use this in just a second. We're going to add some diagonal score lines. So I'm going to go from that little partial line that we made right here, and I'm going to score diagonally down this way and down this way, down to that second horizontal score line. So let's see, I'm going to start in the corner. I'm going to line up my ruler to that partial score line we made and just score. Okay, so I'm going to do the same thing, start in the corner, line it up, and just score. And that's going to give us, I don't know if that's showing up on the camera, but that's going to give us that triangle shape that's going to make that little milk carton top. So the same thing on this one too. On that partial score line there, just start in the corner and score up. Okay? I hope the light is picking that up. This is kind of a busy pattern for that. I don't know if the other side is clear. The other side's super cute. So this is the DSP we're using. This is the Sweet Stocking DSP. It is so cute. You can see, like, I've totally used this to pieces. But there are so many cute patterns in here. This is a great pattern. There's so many little cats. That one's so cute. Looks like a sweater. Just some really great patterns in this one. This is in the mini catalog. Look at this whole sheet. You can die cut all of these stockings. So you can make a bunch of these little treat boxes just with that DSP. Okay, so let's get to our box assembly. So we're going to fold on all of the straight score lines. We're not going to worry about all those partials or the diagonals just yet. Now the box bottom and the box lid are going to be assembled a little bit differently. So make sure you make note of that. They are different. Their score lines were the same, at least on the 4-inch side, but they will be assembled differently. So make sure that you assemble them correctly. All right. And one more score line. We're going to start with the bottom of the box. The bottom is much easier than the top. So you have a 1/2 inch score line over here. This is going to be our glue tab. So we're going to cut off this bottom corner. We don't need that bottom corner down there. And I'm going to just cut that in at an angle, and I'm going to cut this top at an angle, just like that. So that's our glue tab. Now you have 2 squares here. You have a rectangle and then a square. We're going to notch in on the squares. I'm actually going to turn it over. It's easier for me to cut from this side. And then we're just going to cut straight up on the squares. So we're going to have this side notched in, and we're going to cut straight on the squares. So just the normal way that I always make boxes. Notch that in and notch that in. These little tabs are going to go inside your box so they won't be seen. And so that is the bottom of your box. So you're just going to trim those square tabs and trim up your glue tab. All right, now for the lid, this 1/2 inch piece over here, this is also our glue tab, but we're not going to trim much off. We're just going to kind of notch in on the top and the bottom. Okay, and that is pretty much all the trimming on this one. Okay, so we can kind of go in and maneuver those diagonal score lines just so that they know what direction they want to go in, but you don't need to burnish them or anything like that. Okay, so let's get some tear and tape, and we'll start with the bottom of the box. Now, normally with lids, you need to make them slightly bigger so that they slide on and off. We're actually going to do that with the way we put our glue on. So with the bottom of the box, I'm going to put the glue all the way up to the score line on that glue tab. So it's going to go pretty close to that score line. And when we assemble it, let's see, get that off. Anything that's hanging over, just fold it back. When we assemble it, we want to make sure that that is a nice tight fit right all the way up to that score line. Just like that. Okay, your little side tabs will go in, the back will go in, and we're just going to put a little piece of tear tape on the front, and that will fold in this way, just like that. So that is your little bottom of the box. Okay, now for the top of the box, for on our glue tab down here, I'm going to put the glue all the way on the cut edge. Okay, and this is where we're really going to make up that extra size difference. With a lidded box, I wanted it to be a snug lid so that it wouldn't just slide on and off. You actually had to pull it on and off. And so for this, that measurement would have been, you know, beyond anything I wanted to measure. So for this one, we're just going to actually glue this just slightly larger. So I have my score line there, and I'm just going to glue it maybe 1/8 of an inch past that, you know, that little gap there. I hope you can see that. So we have like a little gap here between that score line and that edge, and that's just going to make like the back just a little bit bigger, and that's going to make our box easy to slide on and off. Then you're just going to pinch the top just like that. Isn't that cute? Now I'm going to use a little stapler. Grab my stapler. And I'm just going to staple that top. You can adhere this closed. You can put a whole line of tear and tape and adhere that closed. I'm just going to use a little staple just to hold it closed. All right. Now to cover up that staple, I have a bow that I've already tied. This is our glittered organdy ribbon. And I'm just going to put a glue dot on that, and we'll stick that over our staple, and nobody will ever know that there was a staple there. Cute, huh? All right, so let's finish assembling this. This is really quick. We're almost done. So we put our 2 little nutcrackers in. They will fit in there perfectly. You're gonna have that top one just kind of peeking up, and then the top, the lid, should slide right on nice and tight, nice and snug. Isn't that cute? There's no fancy measurements. We didn't have to do anything weird. It's just the way we glued the back. Okay? Easy peasy, right? You can do it. All right, let's get our stocking put together. So I'm going to use a little bit of liquid glue just on the very bottom of my candy cane there. And I'm going to just stick that on my stocking right over it so it looks like that candy cane is poking out. And the rest will be assembled with dimensionals. So I'm going to put a couple dimensionals onto the lid. Don't put it on the bottom of the box. I mean you can, but don't put them on both. I'm going to keep it on the lid. That way the box will slide on and off. You can see how cute this is with the different patterns. Isn't that cute? And then our greeting will go on. I'm just going to stick a dimensional right onto my stocking. And our greeting will go on just like that. I'm going to add a little bit of extra shine to my candy cane. And I'm just doing the red spaces first. The cherry cobbler ink that we stamp this with, it will run a little bit, so I do them separately. That way you don't get any red bleed into your white areas. Okay, so that's our little box, but we have a little finishing touch. This one has the matte decorative dots. Let me see if I can find those. I have them. So these are like the matte decorative dots. I have them here. But after I had made this one, I thought, that would look really cute with those new garden gems. So that's what we're going to use today. We're going to use these super sparkly garden gems. So I'm going to grab my figure pick tool. And I'm going to put one of these up here. And these are going to coordinate so beautifully. These garden gems are just gorgeous. They, depending on the way the light hits them, they're either red or green. And so they are just gorgeous. So you can do either. You can even stick with regular rhinestones or pearls, or just leave them off altogether. You don't even have to do it. But that is our sweet little box for today. What do you guys think? It's so cute. It has the little nutcrackers in them. I think they are just so cute, and what a yummy little treat. All right, guys. Now, just a quick reminder, I will not be live this week. Thanksgiving is this week. The kids are home. But I do have a video going up on my blog on Wednesday. So make sure you check my blog. I'll also post it on my social media pages if you miss it. I will be back next week for week 9. We are only 4 weeks away from Christmas, a little over 4 weeks, because this will take us through the 19th, not through the 25th, but we're almost to Christmas, guys. We only have 4 weeks left, but I will be back next Sunday for another Facebook Live at 1 p.m. right here in my VIP group. But until then, I hope you guys have a fantastic Thanksgiving. If you do need to order any supplies, if you're shopping this week while you're home, please head to my online stores with my November host code. All orders will receive a PDF with 3 exclusive projects. If your order is over $50 or more, you will receive the coordinating make and take kit for that. If you're on Facebook, I'd love it if you share it with your friends. It is the best way for me to find new people. And if you're on YouTube, I'd love it if you'd like and subscribe to my channel. All right, guys, have a fantastic Thanksgiving, and I will see you guys right here next week. See you then. Bye.